5 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in this Monday morning. Barbara Slaine is on the phone. She is a holistic nutritionist. She's the founder of the, I don't know how to say this word, the Life Balance Center, LIPHE. She's going to correct the pronunciation if I said it wrong. She's the creator of myhealingrooms.com, which is described as a portal to alternative healing modalities meant to empower people to take control of their own health. We have a sponsor. I'm sure many of you have heard the ads, and she does alternative. She does acupuncture, which I guess is considered alternative here anyway. I know that in the East they've been using acupuncture forever. The Far East, that would be. Taking responsibility for your own health is the topic today. Good morning, Barbara Slaine. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. How are you?
Pretty good. Where are you calling from?
Good. I'm calling from Weston, Connecticut, which is where the Life Balance Center is, and that what came out of the Life Balance Center was my healing rooms.
Wow. And how did go back in history for us? How did this become your life passion? How did that happen?
Well, I think it was a lifetime of dealing with certain physical and mental challenges that always kind of made me a seeker. And that kind of culminated 10 years ago into a breast cancer diagnosis. And it wasn't at that time, it was later, because what I realized was that I didn't know all of the options that were available to me. And I think the message that I try to give to people is that you want to know that you have options, because those options could potentially save your life. So I think it's just a passion for knowledge and for sharing, and I see how that helps people, and that makes me happy.
Every once in a while you'll hear a story. Who comes to mind? Somebody who tried an alternative and holistic way to remedy themselves of something serious like cancer. I think, was it Suzanne Summers? Was she one of them who did that? And I think Carly Simon, did something like that.
I haven't heard of Carly, but Suzanne Summers is a big activist and spokesperson. And again, there's so many people that do this. So you have to find out what's right for you, because we're so individual. So, for example, with Suzanne Summers, bioidentical hormones might work for some people with certain profiles, but maybe not for other people. So it's really good to always just think that you're as unique as a fingerprint, and you need to do what's best for you.
And I guess the reason I wanted to bring up the celebrities was not to bring up names that we know, but to bring up people who I presume have money. And the reason I think money is an important part of this conversation is because if the average person making the salary of a teacher, let's say, hears about somebody like Suzanne Summers who has access to a lot more money, she can have the modality figured out by some knowledgeable physician who could say, this might work for you. But the teacher wouldn't have the resources to the money to spend.
You're absolutely right. And so my healing rooms, what it is that I've interviewed different practitioners and doctors, et cetera. So, for example, every one of them has given a free gift precisely because of what you're saying. So Dr. Norm Shealy normally charges for his 90 days to self-health. That is free on my healing rooms. Everything is free, except for the stuff in the store, of course, which is discounted. Gabriel Cousins gave a blessing, but also there's a lecture that I taped when he was here that is going on my healing rooms. The information in that is incredible. So I want to try to make these things available to people that are teachers, I agree with you. It's really easy to heal when you can support that healing, and it's really scary and frustrating when you don't have a lot of resources. The other scary thing is that there are people out there that are in the alternative world that promise you that they're going to heal you, and then a lot of people get drained of their resources, and they're not even healed.
Right.
There's charlatans out there, and that's super scary.
Do you know what I've often thought, and I fortunately I've been blessed. I haven't ever had any major illnesses, but I've often thought that if we were just to do things naturally, maybe we would heal naturally. And I know that sounds very simplistic, and Yeah, and I know people who've gone through serious. My mom was a case of this. She died of cancer, but before she died, she had basically beat cancer. She had a recurrence like 20-something years later, and
Wow.
she was so sick of the way she felt with the chemo that she said, "I don't want it. I'd rather just go." I mean, she didn't put it in those words, but I know that's what she was
Well,
expressing.
you get tired, but you brought up another really important point, because some people just want to be totally natural. So there's either Western or Eastern. There is a marriage in the middle, because what they're doing now, the two worlds have to unite. And what I tell people to do now is, if you get a sample of the tumor, which is the live tumor testing that they do, they're doing a targeted chemo, and some people need that. It can save their life. But if they bring in the Eastern and they bring in some immune support to protect, then you could have both of these worlds working together. So people call me, and I do free consults, and I just send them to the places they need to go. But again, some of that also does take money.
Can I ask you about the holistic approach to preventive medicine? Would we be less? In other words, if we use holistic or natural ways to heal ourselves, and sometimes we still need the drastic way. I'll call the other way drastic.
Okay, you can.
Okay, or Western medicine way. In other words, medicine that is concocted, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. I mean, it's formulated by some scientist somewhere. But I mean, would we be better off if we just got onto the boat early enough that it prevented the disease in the first place?
I mean, of course, but that's where the education comes in. That's why you want to listen to Dr. Norm Shealy, who's a neurosurgeon pioneer in holistic medicine. Like, we are getting sick. We have GMOs, we have EMFs, we have the environment now is much more polluted. We've got big pharma pushing all these drugs. So people need to get educated early. How can they keep themselves healthy? And that's part of my healing rooms too. So what are the choices you're making with the foods that you're eating, with the doctors that you're going to? What supplements do you really need? Is a gene testing a good idea? So, because we know that even if there is a predisposition to having something, the genes don't have to be turned on. So, to answer your question, yes, prevention is key. You have, but the thing is, even if you're sick or well, you have to take responsibility. You can't just wait. And you can't, and then like people say, well, yeah, my stomach was hurting, but I thought it was nothing. Like, we have to have a connection to our bodies and to how we're feeling and what we need. And
so my healing rooms is a website, correct? My healing rooms.
My healing rooms is a public service website where all of the healers are connecting together. So every month we feature a different healer, but you have access to all of them at once. So next month is Gabriel Cousins. We're trying to create, it's an information resource where people can get information, but it's mind, body, soul, so we have the body stuff there. It's all connected anyway.
How do you pronounce the word LIPHE?
I know, we started in the beginning with alkalinity, and now we're cursed with this because people call it the Lippe Balance Company, but it's Life, LIPHE, Balance.
Oh, gosh, and that has something to do with alkalinity?
At the time, because it's a learning curve, I thought that it's, there are some studies that show we want to be more alkaline because if you're acidic, the environment is more conducive to disease, but I recently discovered not drinking alkaline water all the time because your body's not supposed to always be alkaline. So there's all these fads out there. And I've followed a lot of them until I found out that you just need to kind of take a step back and be very careful who you give your power to at all.
Wow. That's really good. That's a very good point. You've actually hit on something that I want to ask you about, that alkalinity thing, because of interviews we've done in the past. And I'll tell you something I did. Robin and I did an experiment with litmus paper. So
yeah.
so I'll tell you about that. By the way, are you drinking ice? I hear ice.
Not me.
No?
Nothing. Ice.
It sounded like you were stirring a drink or something.
No ice. And as a matter of fact, if you were talking Chinese medicine, you never want to have drinks with ice. It's not good for your digestion. So no.
Really?
Oh, really?
Really?
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, that's going to be hard. I already gave up coffee and cigars. I don't know if I can give up iced tea.
Well, let me tell you something. Organic coffee, a cup of organic coffee a day is a great thing to do.
Oh, my.
Got
Go
100
back
questions.
to that. Ditch the cigars.
Oh, the cigars are gone. 7 years or so, right?
He quit cold turkey. Great job.
All right, we'll be right back.
You can go back to the coffee now.
We'll be right back.
Here's today's weather forecast from The Source. WOCA showers and thunderstorms are likely today, mainly after 2 p.m. Otherwise, partly sunny skies with high temperatures near 91 degrees. Wind from the south at 3 to 7 miles per hour. There's about a 60% chance for that rain. Tonight, scattered showers and thunderstorms mainly before 1 a.m., mostly cloudy with lows around 70 degrees and a light southwesterly wind with about a 40% chance of overnight rain. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms likely again, mostly again after 2 p.m. with about a 70% chance.
One of the most common questions those nearing retirement are asking, will I outlive my money? Retirement questions like these and many more will be answered every Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement with hosts Francois and Julian Cozenet. Francois and Julian will help you put your retirement puzzle together. Catch Planning for a Better and Safer Retirement Saturdays at 9 a.m. on Ocala's News Talk, The Source 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
All right, 17 minutes after 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. All right, I want to tell our guest something. Barbara Slaine is our guest. Taking responsibility for your own health. She's got a website called myhealingrooms.com and lifebalance.com, L-I-P-H-E balance.com, and we'll get her to tell us what that all is. Barbara, I want to tell you something about the alkalinity thing, okay?
Yeah.
We had a guest who wrote a book, and it was all about beating I think it was called Never Have Cancer Again. Was that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay. And very knowledgeable guy, and he was saying about alkalinity kills cancer. In fact, he directed us to a report out of Rome where there was a doctor. I'm sorry?
Dr. Simoncini, right?
Oh, wow. You know his name. I don't remember.
Yeah, I've met with him. I
don't remember his name. But he basically said that, what was it, baking soda?
Baking soda.
Sodium bicarbonate, which is baking soda,
Was he described it as cyanide to cancer. Okay. So we were talking about this, and this is just, radio people who have no scientific background at all. But I was thinking, okay, let's look at it as from 0 to 100. And both are caustic. 0 is total alkalinity, and that's caustic. And 100 is total acidity, and that's caustic, okay? And and smack dab in the middle is where we sort of kind of are, okay? If cancer can happen where we are, and we can tip the scale just a little bit toward the alkalinity side, not greatly, just a tiny bit, then maybe we'd be more likely to ward off any cancer. Okay. So we started taking litmus paper and testing everything we were drinking, and everything was acidic except for water. And I'm not talking about high alkaline water that you buy at the store. I mean, this is just water from the tap. It was more alkaline than anything else we were drinking. Soda, Gatorade, everything was more acidic. So I said, well, here's the secret. Just drink water, and you'll be tipping the scale a little bit in your favor, and you'll be better off. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about that?
Okay, so just to backtrack, being more alkaline means that you're healthier. Alkaline things are green vegetables and water. I mean, everything that's not alkaline is processed foods and things that are just bad for you. So it's almost like a common sense kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But these systems, these alkaline systems, and Gabriel Cousens talks about it in the interview, it starts to throw off your whole body. Dr. Simoncini was injecting sodium bicarbonate around the tumors. And for certain people, and this is where things get crazy, the tumors went away, which was awesome. But there are other people where the cancer was all over their body. He's not going to inject it all over. And if it's a genetic expression, there's a pathway. And there are amazing people like Donnie Yance, who I'm interviewing in September, the Mediri Foundation. He has studied these pathways. He has studied how to stop it with plant medicine. This guy is incredible. So anyone that calls me, I send them over to his whole foundation. And the brilliant thing about him is sometimes you need chemo. See, this is the thing. You can't throw the baby out with the bathwater. Sometimes you need a targeted version of it and to do it mindfully with the proper protection. So it's just not that simple. But as far as the acid alkaline, you could go crazy. You could pee on that paper every day, and it's going to change, and you're not going to know really why it's changing. If you're feeling, if you have acid reflux, if you have aches and pains, you're too acidic. And that means you need to change your diet. You need to drink more water, like you said, to make sure the water has a high mineral content, because basically pH is high minerals, and we're all deficient in minerals because the soil is deficient. We're all deficient in magnesium. You could take magnesium and know that you're doing your body a great favor. So really get water, get a great mineral supplement like Omica, or just something that you put in the water, and you're fine. You don't need a $5,000 alkaline water system that's going to probably, end up not really being beneficial.
Oh, wow. So is this all about cancer, or were these the alternative and holistic approaches cure other things? I mean, even something as hard to believe as curable as Alzheimer's.
Well, the thing with Alzheimer's is, there's a lot of things that are coming out. They say, actually, Gabriel Cousins feels a lot of it comes from the meat and it's mad cow's disease, and they've actually proven it. Other people feel that sugar is a drug, and sugar deteriorates your arteries and your veins and affects the blood supply. So if you limit your meat and the processed sugar, there's probably a really good chance that you're going to be helping yourself as far as Alzheimer's. And there's lots of other things. Coconut oil is amazing for you. So it's I guess, doing things that are going to help you. But if you have a predisposition genetically, then you might want to do some more research. How do you keep your mind active? Dehydration is one of the biggest causes that they find that when people get older, they're just shrinking, and the brain is shrinking. So we need at least 2 liters of water a day.
So more water. See, water is the answer to a lot of stuff.
By the way, no one needs to go to a doctor. You were right. Just water. That's it. Yeah, you don't need anything else.
But sometimes people think that in the hydration issue that you can drink anything and be hydrated, like tea or coffee or Gatorade, things like that. But you're recommending just water.
Well, water with lemon, because lemon's actually alkaline. Gatorade, oh God, no. There's all red dye, blue dye.
Robin gets sick with red Gatorade.
Yeah, I don't drink any Gatorade of any flavor anymore.
No, do coconut water. It's full of electrolytes. All the athletes are drinking it. It's amazing. So get an organic coconut water. If you have green tea, it's supposed to be really beneficial to your health, but get organic green tea. Organic coffee is really good for your health, but non-organic coffee is really bad for your health. So there you go. There's an option. So why can't you have your coffee? You can have your coffee with some almond milk, not with dairy, because there's something about the synergy between dairy and coffee that's not good.
Have you found out anything firsthand just because of your own body that you're giving tips on?
It's just, a lot of this is firsthand. I have a lot of certifications in nutrition and microscopy and iridology. I just keep learning and learning. But I see people, and I see they ignore when certain things happen. When your body is starting not to feel good. And that's the time when you have to evaluate, what am I doing? What am I thinking? What am I eating? And how do I get back to balance? Because it really gives you signs way before things go completely haywire.
Oh, you're not kidding.
I just went to the website, myhealingrooms.com.
Right.
I see 4 ugly men. I don't see any. I don't see you. Where are you?
Ugly men. I'm interviewing the brilliant,
I'm teasing.
men.
No, they're handsome men.
But there's also other incredible people there, like Hans Wilhelm just wrote a book with Byron Katie. It's your thoughts and what are the stories, because all this affects us. Our thoughts will bring us down. It's incredible.
And the self-diagnosis, with all the information out there, people think they really can self-diagnose their own bodies, but shouldn't they seek help?
Okay, totally. Like you have to go to a medical doctor. You have to get a baseline, and you should go to a doctor that's open to these modalities. I mean, Dr. Norm Shealy and Dr. Gabriel Cousins are doctors. If anybody wants to find the truth out about Big Pharma and the Medical Association, just sign up for Norm Shealy's newsletter. Every day he's telling you something you shouldn't do or you should do. It is just so powerful. There's so much information. He's incredible. And so get a baseline, go to a doctor, but any alternative person that tells you that they're going to heal you, I'd run for the hills, because it often takes a poo-poo platter. You know, there's some guys out there that
I've had a poo-poo platter.
Or not a poo-poo platter, right, your own personal poo-poo platter, because I know one man, no names to be mentioned, who people would go to his ranch and he would say, I'll save you from cancer, it's $2,000 a day, colonics, green juices, and they died because it's not just green juices and colonics.
Oh, man.
You have to be very
But we all die. See, this is the thing. I mean,
You do?
Well, I haven't yet, so maybe not. I don't know.
That's open for conversation. If you're a Buddhist, we don't. But yeah, we do leave our bodies.
Well, so then our bodies die. But I mean, all of our bodies die. How about I say it that way? That's true, right?
We're all equal in death.
Yeah, but that's a really good point you're bringing out, is that a body just can't survive on just those juices alone. You need more substance.
Well, it's that, but you need to find out, and that's why I love... Donnie Yance was a Franciscan monk, is so spiritual, and has dedicated his life to the work he does with plant medicine. He speaks all over the world. So I'm on his product. I mean, his products are incredible. So even, and to me, we can't be perfect. Even 75-25. I want a cappuccino. I want some organic dark chocolate.
Right.
You know, so how are you going to balance it? We just want to create a balance so while we're here, before we die, we can have a good time and feel good and kind of not just survive, but thrive. You want to feel good.
So I'm trying to figure out what I hear. It must be your earrings. Are you wearing earrings?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I have an earring, yeah.
See, that's what I'm hearing. It sounds like ice.
Sorry, I'm not going to move around. Okay, sorry about that.
No, that's okay. That's okay. All right. This is a fascinating topic, and I like the idea that you're not throwing out any of the medicine that we've kind of come to embrace in the West and saying it should be all this and none of that. I like the fact that seems like a smart approach, if just from the layman's perspective. So lifebalance.com is spelled Liphe balance.com. Mm-hmm. And then myhealingrooms.com. My Healing Rooms is where we can watch the videos.
Everything is free, is complimentary, and each healer, teacher, practitioner has given a gift, a meditation, a prayer, a blessing, and there's some amazing interviews that we're going to be loading up in the next couple months. So it's always something new.
Do you know, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, and my mother were both very, very positive ladies. My maternal grandmother lived to be 93, I think. My own mom died at 82 or so she died considerably younger than her mother. But the point I guess I'm trying to make, even 82 is a nice long life, even though it's getting closer to me. So.
I mean, I would opt to go to 90 feeling great. Why not?
Well, and I think I just want to going back to what you said about the positive. I'll never forget when my oh gosh, there's not enough time here really, but the point is, they were both very positive, and they both pretty much ate smart, but not, they had ice cream and beef stew, and it wasn't completely health food, but they.
But the thing about that, when they were growing up, the meat and everything, I mean, the whole thing with the GMOs, and come back and talk. That's why now we have to, people say, oh, my grandmother lived to 98 and smoked and ate meat. Well, we're living in a different world.
That's
also
true, too. Barbara, thank you so much for being on.
It was so much fun. Thank you, guys.
Such a good information, yeah. It really gives you something to think about. Barbara Slaine, thank you. Go to myhealingrooms.com. Go to Life Balance, Liphe balance.com. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you so much.
All right, we'll be right back.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. Kentucky Senator Rand Paul sticking by his opposition to key parts of the Patriot Act, helping block a renewal of the NSA's ability to collect phone records. Paul tells Fox News,
I think we sometimes get distracted by collecting so many records of innocent Americans that we're not spending enough time actually following the potential jihadists in our country.
The Senate now taking up a House bill that would bring back some anti-terrorism provisions. In Texas and Oklahoma, it's not just people, but cattle having to wade through flooded areas after recent rains.
Ranchers like this man say the animals aren't used to these conditions.
They're very excitable, and one stray cow can mess up the whole deal.
While the weather in Texas is generally better, floodwaters in that state and Oklahoma are running off, causing the river at Shreveport, Louisiana to rise.
Fox Radio's Grinnell Scott. Manufacturing growth picked up last month for the first time in 6 months, with more new orders and new hiring. Fox News, we report, you decide.
For over 75 years, Geico's kept an eye on the future, keeping customers happy with things like 24/7 customer support and emergency roadside service. And to prove it, here's one of our commercials from over 75 years ago.
At Geico, we promise to always find innovative new ways to serve you. In fact, we're so innovative, in 75 years, they'll listen to this old radio commercial and think, wow, they were innovative.
Wow, we are innovative.
Geico, saving people money for over 75 years.
And now another golf confessional brought to you by Golfsmith. A man told his wife he only wanted a nice card this Father's Day, so she went to Golfsmith and got the new tailor-made AeroBurner iron set and a free $100 gift card. He was overwhelmed by the thoughtfulness of the card and couldn't really blame her for keeping the irons for herself. Hurry into Golfsmith from now until June 28th and get a free gift card of up to $100 when you purchase a new tailor-made AeroBurner club. Golfsmith, anything for golf.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on